greetings, 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 greetings and salutations, one and all. How you doing, how you doing, how you doing, how you doing? I want to welcome you all to the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew Community and Finance Night. Kicking it off with the sound of Curls. Track called Nothing to Do with Love. I want to say big ups to each and everyone locked in. Those on TuneIn Radio on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. All the affiliates all over the globe. One Harmony Radio over there in the UK. Top of the morning to you guys. Big ups to those out in New Jersey, NIE Radio. Much love to those in New York, Ireland worldwide, exhibiting the power of music. China, Nicole and crew, big ups to you. Mr. Sutherland, respect, sir. Big ups to those locked in on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. They're representing South Florida in a big way. Because I can't represent alone. Big ups to those out of Texas. Those locked in on WGLRO, home of the Donnie Walker Morning Show. Taking from the sheets to the streets on the People's Station. Big ups to those on Oliwap Radio, Dusick Media Groups. Full representation of Texas right there. CR7 Radio, big ups to you. And those who are locked in by way of that app. Those who are locked in by way of Facebook Live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the broadcast. Those on PEMGTV.com. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And of course, if you're locked in right here, the home of the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, KevinStew.com. So glad to have you. Couldn't do it without you. You have my word, I wouldn't even try. And that has nothing to do with love at all. I want to say thank you to my segment sponsors, Pulse Media Group. When being in the moment is priceless. They take care of your videography, your photography, your streaming, your ads. You can do everything you see right here on KevinStew.com with the help of Pulse Media Group. Just tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you and you give him a call, 754-999-1140. That's 754-999-1140. Or you can check them out at pulseemg.com. Thank you to Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands. Althea SU is a licensed massage therapist that comes to you operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade and South Palm Beach counties. She brings her table, she brings her oils, and over 20 years of massage therapy experience. Yeah, man, I could use one of her massages right now. Give her a call, 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000. Or email her at thealata@att.com. Sorry, thealata@att.net. She only asks one thing of you. Outside of paying her, get off her table and go sleep somewhere else when she's done. Because you will fall asleep. I do it all the time. I want to say thank you to Reggae Global Entertainment. Reggae Global will act as your booking agents, take care of your tour management, handle your graphic design, legal contracts, copyright, publishing, legal service referrals, music production, marketing and promotion, and so much more. Just give them a call, 954-804-8199, or check them out online, reggaeglobalentertainment.com. And much thanks to McNeil Trucking. McNeil Trucking typically takes care of our musical therapy segment. With McNeil Trucking, you're in good hands for all your removal needs. Give them a call, 954-406-9740. That's 954-406-9740. And believe me when I tell you, it has nothing to do with love. Yeah, ask a question. What's love got to do with it? Those of you locked in, wondering how you can be a part of this broadcast, go to kevinstew.com. Jump into the stew pot. What's the stew pot, you might ask? It's what others call a chat room, but because we're fancy over here on kevinstew.com, we call it the stew pot. It's where we keep things interactive and bubbling. Jump on and ask your questions, be interactive, share your stories. And you can call, you can text, you can WhatsApp. 773-789-STEW. That's 773-789-7839. Of course, we always encourage that you do call. You can remain anonymous on kevinstew.com also, by the way. Those of you locked in on Facebook Live, thank you. Share. Call a friend, tell a friend. Friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too, because we're not leaving them out. Yeti, even the enemies. Yeah, man, go anywhere you want to go, because it has nothing, absolutely, positively nothing to do with love. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I have this lady right here taking up a whole lot of my screen. I don't even know how it is that she takes up so much of my screen right now. I'll fix that though, ladies and gentlemen. No matter what, we love her anyway. The woman of the moment. She brings us so much joy. She brings us joy beyond joy. Hey Destiny, how you doing? You know, you don't have to wave, you can't talk. We can't hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, attorney Tasha Simmonds.
Good night, everybody. Good night. You jamming tonight, DJ Kevin.
Why is it that your name is coming up as somebody else? Boy, all kind of strange things happening tonight.
Punishing me. Punishing me for last month.
No, sir. That's I don't even know is what. But ladies and gentlemen, Tasha Simmonds, and it's only her fault. It's her fault why all things are going crazy tonight. I'm blaming her.
Just put all the blame on me. It's all right.
Yeah, man, your shoulders broad. You can take it.
Not too broad. Am I safe tonight? DJ Kevin coming in hot.
Hey, listen, I'm always hot. What do you mean? In fact, I think about turning down the AC some more right now.
Okay.
How are you, Tasha?
Well, I'm feeling better.
Feeling
and just getting back to
better.
work. Can't complain.
You know, yeah, you do need to go back to work. Slacking off. What's wrong with it?
Wow, that's 2. Yo, the DJ is mad at me tonight, y'all. I'm gonna be paying the price tonight.
It's just love. It's just love. It's just love. Although the question was asked by Curls in the opening track, what's love got to do with it, right?
What's oh, what a question.
No, but you know, you're in such a good position to answer that question tonight, based on what we're gonna be talking about, because it's family law, and whenever you have to go to family court, typically one of the questions you're asking is, where's the love? Because somewhere in there was some love. And at some point in time, that love seemed to have disappeared. Where exactly did it go? Not too sure. But it went away. And yeah, Marlon, she is counting. I don't know.
What I find, DJ Kev?
What's that?
I find that a lot of times the love is still there. But
really? Going to family court?
A lot of times the love is still there.
But wait, what is the
love?
Love?
Everything that's the next question after you ask, what's love got to do with it? You know, how much does love have to do with it?
All right. So
I've seen some pretty friendly divorces. I've seen less friendly custody disputes, but. You know, I think even with the really nasty ones, perhaps they're so nasty because that love is still there a lot of the time. But again, you know, is love all it takes? Is love all you need?
Well, clearly it wasn't working with keeping the relationship alive. That relationship sink. Worse than the Titanic.
Yeah, it's really something. You know, I can tell you, even though I'm doing mainly family now, you know, I've done dependency in the past. And,
right.
You know, there's a lot of parents who the state had to step in and take their kids away because they're not, for some reason, able to act in their children's best interests. But if you ask them, they love their children.
Well,
and you better believe those kids still love that abusive or neglecting parent. So many other things besides love that it takes to get along in certain situations. But you know, I'd rather have it tough and know the love is there. Well, let me not say that because the older I get, the more I value my peace.
Careful now. Let
me be careful. I love my peace, DJ Kevin.
Of course you do. Our comment here in the stew pot, sometimes it's not lack of love for the other person. Sometimes you have to love yourself enough to step away from that relationship that is no longer good for you. True words, Marlon. True words. So,
wow.
And
I love that. And it's so true.
So, all right. Say you've done just that. You've, whatever it is, not just stepping away from the relationship, but fighting for your children, whatever the situation is, you're going to family court. And for whatever reason, you are represented by you, yourself. Not me represented by you, attorney Tasha Simmonds, but me represented by me, DJ Kevin Stew. what would cause me to want to represent me outside of my boyish good looks, my charm and witty personality? What would really make me want to represent me? Because that alone won't win it in court.
I mean, wait, hold on, DJ Kevin. I mean, we were on a we were about to explore something big here with the love question. You want to just jump into the legal?
Well, you know,
we got all night.
Wait, all right. So, all right, we'll answer my question after. Since you're really into this love thing, because you know when we start talking about love, you know, it's like,
let's tie it up with one question.
All right, go.
Right. If it's not all about love, name at least one other thing you need
money
to make forever work.
Money.
In your opinion.
Money.
Good answer.
Because with the love and the money, you get the honey.
Good night, Kevin.
But it's true. It's true. Ask anybody.
Okay, so I know I said one, but give me one more.
Other than money? But money brings everything else. Money gives you the property. Money gives you the security. Money brings you the I don't know what money doesn't bring you. So what else? Anybody listening in want to help me out? Go ahead, jump into the stew pot, comment on Facebook Live, send me a message.
Send me the lifeline.
Yeah, man, I'm using up the lifelines tonight.
I have to get you back. You got me. You got me right as I came in. Revenge.
All right. So what? Tell me. What else we need?
Okay. Now, getting over into the legal, speaking from what I've seen in practice.
And Marlon agrees. No money, no honey.
Yeah. Oh boy, I bet he does. But I mean, you know what? There is a lot of.
Before you answer, I'm sorry. There's one more answer from a man I respect.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
I respect this man. Like, whoa. Stanley Ruben Griffin, much love to you, sir. It's been a minute. I take your answer and I'll run with that over money and the honey. He said food.
Stanley not messing with nobody who can't cook.
With good reason. Blessing, love, Kojo. Much love to you, bro. Sorry. Go back to your answer. Let's see if your answer trumps all our answers.
Well, it's just so happened that there is a lot of mental and emotional instability and unwellness in family court. I find that's what leads there. And once they're there, I find that's what really complicates things. When you have either one or two individuals who can't grow up, never grew up, won't grow up, or all of the above, and they have this love, right? Maybe they have this love, and then they don't understand the rules of how to transact maturely with another person. You know? I just find that a lot of people are still on autopilot from things that have happened to them when they were children. And they're either recreating or building a life trying to escape the past that they haven't been healed from.
So you're saying it comes out in family court that people need a therapist? Wow. And
all for getting therapy. I'm a huge proponent.
Well, you know, I'm all for therapy. Having done therapy myself, I recommend it to everyone.
Likewise,
You know,
yes.
and if you can't afford a therapist, I'm pretty sure you can go to your local health department and get some type of therapy, either
Something.
free or reduced. You know, there are agencies that provide this service for you because they get grants to provide that service to you, or you
Hmm.
find a trustworthy pastor, like someone like Stanley Griffin. He you can sit down and talk with him.
Uh-oh, is there a man in the cloth
Man of
in
the
the house
cloth.
tonight? I better
Yes,
be
yes.
careful.
Locked in on Facebook Live.
Welcome.
Yeah, man. So
All right, well then I won't misbehave too badly tonight.
it's alright, he'll forgive you.
Good, 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 good.
Goodness knows
Good,
I've
good,
been
good.
forgiven a number of times.
Good, good, good.
But
All righty.
that's a good point though, Cujo. Cujo says material things cannot bring forth true love. That's fake love. And you can count on Cujo to bring things home like that. But material things nice though. I can't tell you that.
I'll tell you this.
Hmm.
They sure alleviate the things that money can get, sure alleviate some of the growing pains associated with
Yes,
making
definitely.
a relationship and a family work and run smoothly. But is it everything correct? No, it's not. But
Um,
it's,
at,
sure, it's a buffer. It'll give you a buffer for sure.
at least that. I don't know how it is that you managed to bring some people out on a night like this, but Alethea Banks Maxim says she loves you.
Hey, Lethea! Yo, that's the friend.
Yeah, I haven't seen that name pop up on anything for me in ages. So
Let's do it together. That's my boo.
not throwing any stones or, pointing any
You
fingers
leave
at
my
anybody.
Lethea alone.
I'm just saying.
You leave my Lethea alone.
Not being bitter.
And give my love to Terry, Alethea.
Not being bitter at all. So let's get to, yeah, we have all night, but some people are tuning in because they want to know about this family court representation thing, and I want to know why one would really want to represent themselves in court
Well,
like that, because it's not a traffic ticket.
let's start with that.
A traffic ticket you can understand. Boy, you're on a you want a sissy kind of a thing. You can't really take that kind of reasoning to court for family law or to family court for anything family related. But
Mm.
why would somebody want to represent themselves?
So, and remember when I had all my lawyer friends with me here the other night,
Yes.
we were talking about it. Money is a big reason, coming back to that.
Yeah, that bill can be kind of high.
Yeah,
Attorney fees are not cheap.
they're not nice. They're not nice. And really, there's that. That's like probably the number one reason. And then not knowing where to get help.
Right.
There is help out there. Could there be more? Yes. I don't think there's enough, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But there is help out there. If you have a family case, legal aid typically will not take family cases.
Mm-hmm.
However, if it involves domestic violence and you are the victim, then that's the exception. And you can get help from legal aid, at least in Broward anyway. I speak as a family lawyer. Just to give a disclaimer before we go any further, I'm licensed in the state of Florida. 12 years now. It's mainly in South Florida, but I've represented, I've appeared in courts all over Florida. But the vast majority in Broward, and I've done mainly family for all these years. So I can tell you, if your case involves domestic violence, then yeah, you can get that help from legal aid. You still do, I believe, have to meet certain criteria as far as what you're making. You know, what's your relation to the poverty line? Are you there? Are you under it? And by how much?
Okay.
So, yeah. If you don't have money, there are things you can do. You could go to the Broward County Bar Association.
Mm-hmm.
And if you qualify, you know, they also screen you. If you qualify, then they'll refer you to an attorney who's on their list. You can take your case at a reduced rate. That is something I post I have a Facebook group actually for self-represented individuals where I just post resources. I just started it, but I just post telephone numbers to places like these, but you can easily Google it, Broward County Bar Association, and, you know, give them a call and say, listen, I need a lawyer. I don't have a lot of money. You know, how can I fill out an application to be referred to someone who can help me? I used to be on that list, you know, when I was first starting out my own practice. So
that's interesting. You'd start by pretty much giving away your resources, your at a reduced rate or for free when you're just starting out, but you don't really do it anymore.
Actually, I still help folk. I just like to do it on my terms.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now, yeah, I did it back then as a way of getting my name out there and helping people.
Mm-hmm.
But I quickly learned, you know, learning to think like a lawyer and to be a lawyer was not preparation to be a businesswoman. So I had to learn that before I can help anyone,
you have to help yourself.
To protect the bottom line.
Yes.
So I love the work I do now. I have one pro bono client. What's that?
No, I was saying you do have to help yourself.
You have to.
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't help anybody else. And so yeah, I have one pro bono client at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I've had the same wonderful young woman as my pro bono client since 2017. And I also do pro bono appeals with the Guardian Ad Litem program.
Nice.
I try to do at least one of those a year. And that's what I can handle right now. You know, there might be here or there a person might call and I'll consult them for 15 minutes at no charge, but that's not something, you know.
Because the business must go on also. The bills need to get paid.
The business has to go on.
Yeah,
it has to.
Yeah, you know. We need to be realistic about it. It's understood that individuals have issues and they may not have the financial means to hire someone or to pay someone to address those issues. But not because you are an attorney does it mean that you have this wad of cash that is just laying around for you to cover your expenses. You know, you have to work for yours too.
That wad of cash is ours. My time is my wad of cash.
Yeah.
I gotta mind how I spend that.
Right.
Here's the thing though, in Florida, family law litigants are very fortunate because there are only a few areas of law where you can go on the county's website or the state court website and find almost everything you're going to need to get through your case. You know, if you go to flcourts.org, FL as in Florida, courts, plural, COURTS, .org, you will find family law self-help forms there. And I can't think of any other area where there's so much of the paperwork you're going to need. Maybe landlord-tenant, there's a few forms. Probate and guardianship is maybe second in the list, but they have so many other forms you're going to need for family law cases on that website. And each of the forms comes with instructions.
Oh.
So you know, well, this is when you should use it, and this is not the appropriate circumstance, and this is when it's required.
Yeah.
The problem lies in there's so many forms. That's part of the problem. And it is a little harder now with the pandemic in play because the courthouse offered, I wouldn't say offers, but right now it's, you know, on hold. But, down at the courthouse, they have a class every first Monday of the month at 6 p.m. usually, where you can go for, they try to keep it an hour. I've taught the class from time to time. It's a bunch of attorneys, one by one, teaching the class on a volunteer basis. But the attorney will walk through the paperwork with you so you know how to fill it out. And you can ask questions, It's, again, there could be more out there, but that is one thing. However, that's on hold for COVID right now. Another good resource, this is why I wanted to make this a topic tonight, because a lot of the things that are out there are not available at this moment because of the pandemic. So I thought maybe I would get on here for the next few of my appearances and talk about this. So this is really part one tonight. So
so there are that many tips, tricks, and pitfalls that we're gonna have to take several nights to cover it.
This is, I'm trying to condense for you some kind of version of what I picked up. Not so much in law school, because again, law school doesn't teach you how to practice law. But in many years of practice and, being in the circles associated with the practice, you pick up some things, and I just don't see how the average person, or just the person who's not a lawyer, is gonna know or find out these things unless someone guides them. So I'm happy to give that guidance. Another great resource we have on the 4th floor of the courthouse downtown, the main Broward County Courthouse. They actually have a filing clinic. At no charge, they'll help you with the paperwork. But again, we're waiting for that to reopen. It's been closed for the pandemic as well. So one thing I always like to start out when I'm talking about this subject is just never ignore anything that is sent to you from the court. You would be surprised. You would think it would go without saying, but it does not. There are certain rights, and you see it a lot with eviction or foreclosure. A lot of people think when they get that paperwork, the paperwork is notifying them, hey, it's over, when really the paperwork means, hey, it's time to fight. And we want to know if you're going to fight. Otherwise, then it's over. And it ends up being over because
you decide not to fight.
You don't respond.
Right.
Correct. So never ignore anything sent by the court. Excuse me. Ooh, the night shift.
You see, I know you're putting in some hours, so I understand.
I've been at this early, but I couldn't wait for this part of the day. It's one of my favorite parts of my month. But that's the first thing. So how do you go about responding when you don't have anyone to respond for you? So I always, and I have this in my Facebook group. There is a blank cell. It's not publicly available, even from the sites I told you about. But you can write the court anything. You can even handwrite it. The important thing is that you have certain things on the paper. This is bare bones, basic stuff. I'm jumping right into the practical. Okay? If you're going to respond on your own, you're going to file, whatever you're going to file, it needs to have certain information on that paper for it to be accepted by the court, right? Because we want to avoid something called a default, right? If your landlord's suing you for eviction, the default is where they can force you out. If you are facing a foreclosure case, the default is where they can proceed with the sale of your home or the foreclosure of your mortgage, right? If you're facing a family case, a default is where, if that petition is asking that you pay alimony, that you move out of the house without no refinance or without you being bought out, You know, when it comes to financial issues specifically, you don't fight back and just default. That's it. The case is decided. You got to do whatever's in that petition. Now, when it comes to children's issues, it is possible to be defaulted, but it's very unlikely. You know, the courts frown on it. They believe that issues involving children should always be decided based on what's in the children's best interest, and they need to see and hear evidence in order to make that decision rather than just deciding it on a technicality without knowing anything more. But it's still possible. You know, if they keep sending you things, eventually the other side, they're going to get what they're asking. Or
right, if you don't respond.
Yeah, you know.
So, all right.
So,
you say you can handwrite something, but just some key things have to be in it. Let's go ahead and use one of our regular scenarios, because, you know, with you and me having this broken relationship.
The imaginary one or two children, but we haven't decided how many children we have yet.
Yeah, the broken relationship which produced one or two children.
1.5.
Right.
We settle on that.
And you have taken me to court for alimony. I still remember that, and I'm still bitter about it. So, what kind of letter could I handwrite to the court to say to plead my case that 15,000 that you're asking for each month, you know, I can't give it to you, and you probably don't deserve it. What can I?
You hurt my feelings.
Well, you know, I'm bitter. I told you, I'm still bitter about it. So, you know, what kind of letter can I handwrite?
So, if you are served with a petition,
mm-hmm.
Okay, you need to file an answer. Straight up.
Okay.
It doesn't even matter what follows the word petition. If you see petition and you got served with it, you need to file an answer. And you need to do it in under 20 days. The paper will probably say you have 20 days to do it. Don't even count that last day. just get
Work
it
with
in
15.
as soon as possible.
Work with 15.
Right. Okay. Right. Don't even play with it. And so
is that calendar days? I'm sorry. Is that calendar days or is that work days?
Calendar days.
Okay.
Calendar days. Don't mess with it.
Mm-hmm.
Strictly. So, I actually had someone. I was representing a husband in a divorce, and his ex-wife, everything I filed, even if she didn't understand what I was filing, she would just go in, change the names at the end, and file it back at me. I don't advise that. Because there was something where I asked something to be done toward her and she didn't change that part.
Wow.
She just flipped the names at the end and found it back at me like, so you're agreeing that this should be done to you? So, but a less extreme form of that you can take away from that is look at the thing you're being served, because this is what you need to make sure is on any piece of paper you file. Type it if you can, sure. But if you have to handwrite it, fine. The court that is going to, mm-hmm. You'll always see the sentence in the circuit court of the blank county. Every county has a number in and for the actual blank county, the actual county name. And again, these forms are all online. Mm-hmm. You got to make sure that heading is up there. Broward is the 17th Circuit. So in the Circuit Court of the 17th Judicial Circuit in and for Broward County, Florida. That needs to be at the top. Miami is the 11th Circuit. Palm Beach is the 15th. Mm-hmm. Okay. You need your case number.
Okay.
Okay. All of the things I'm describing cumulatively are called the case heading. So it has the court at the top, it has the case number, and it has your name, the party's names. You need your names. Okay? And then you're going to need what type of court is it. So you're going to write family for family court. It'll be great if you can set it up the same way, but if you can't, just make sure the information is on the paper. After that, right away, write whatever you need to write. Look at the petition. If there's anything in the petition you don't agree with, you just simply write, listen, I don't agree with paragraph 6 that says I should pay $15,000 in alimony per month. I think I should pay $0. Right?
I'm not
You're
that bad. You get $2.
To the petition. You're right. You're responding to the petition. Now, that's the beginning and the middle of sending anything to the court. What you put at the end is also vitally important. Okay? At the end, you need to put your address where you can be sent things. All the time, every time. And you must include a sentence that says, I sent a copy of this document to the other party. Because you absolutely, everything you file with the court, you have to send the other side a copy. Okay? So the case heading at the top includes the court information, case number, the parties' names, and what type of court it is. Is it a family court? Is it this type of court? Whatever. You put whatever you want in the middle. Whatever you want the court to know. Okay. And then at the end, you put your information where you can be reached, and you certify that you have given the other side a copy or sent it to them. Okay. You know, I certified that I email a copy of this to DJ Kevin Stew.
All right.
At stewilicious.com.
Okay, so you give the email also. Okay, cool, got you.
Yeah, you definitely want to let them know, hey, this is how I sent them a copy, and this is how I sent it. Now, if you're on the e-filing portal, and I'm going to get a little more into that next time we talk. But if you're on the e-filing portal, you know, it's a little easier to do that. It's easier to do all of these things.
Including sending a copy?
Start from the bottom up.
Including sending a copy to the other party?
Oh, yeah, because the e-filing portal will just send it to them for you via email.
Okay.
Right? But that's a little tricky. You know, there's rules about whether or not you can email someone. So, you know, if someone didn't sign up for email service, as it's called, then you do have to mail them still.
Oh, got you. There's a question here. Normally, I would jump off Facebook Live already, and kind of direct everybody back to kevinstew.com. I do encourage you guys on Facebook Live to support kevinstew.com anyway, because that is the business behind what is happening right here, right now. The question is, and thank you, Alethea, for that. When dealing with family court, how do you take out or deal with the emotions, since court is based on factual information? And when representing self, the emotion would pretty much be very prevalent in such actions. Because there isn't that other party that is just focused on the matter at hand. You're, as an individual, bringing the emotion of the situation with you to court. So as a person representing self, excellent question, Alethea, thank you. As a person representing self, what tip or trick is there to address that? And what would be the pitfall of not addressing it?
Excellent question. Thank you, Alethea. You know, this is where it gets kind of dangerous, because regardless of who is representing you, whether it's yourself or an attorney, that person needs to know the law associated with your situation. Right. And so when you are on, let's take for an example, time sharing, or what we call custody, right? But the law calls time sharing now.
Yeah.
Section 61.13, subsection 3A of the Florida statutes, it has a list of factors of what the court looks at, what the court considers when they are going to order time sharing, when they're going to decide what is custody going to look like between the two parents. There are about 21 factors in that list. Now, that is just one small part of Chapter 61, Florida statutes, which governs family law proceedings. Okay, that's the main chapter.
Right.
There are a couple of other relevant ones, but Chapter 61 is the main one, right? And so if you printed out Chapter 61, you would have pages and pages of pages. And it's a lot for someone who does not practice law to get through. But in my, what I try to do sometimes for people I know who are representing themselves is just print out that list and just look at those factors. And I believe, because I've done it for people who, they couldn't afford to hire me. Like, look, take this list. When you go to court, just make sure whatever you're telling the judge has something to do with one of the factors on this list, whether it's emotional or not. Something can be emotional and still legally relevant, and the court is concerned about what's legally relevant. So, and they understand that emotions is going to come with these things. Where judges get frustrated is where it turns into just, this is how I feel, this is how he feels, and between me and the other party. And it's like, if your case is about the kids, the judge not really interested in the dynamics of how you all felt about each other when you were 16 on up to now. It's like, what's going on in the kids' lives? And right, because those 20 something factors in that statute are centered on the children. Right. And what are the different things that a judge can look for to say, this person knows how to act in a child's best interest versus that person? Or this person is best suited to play this role in the child's life, and that parent should play that role. So some examples of those factors are, which parent is most likely to abide by the court-ordered time-sharing schedule? Or are you going to keep trying to do your own thing, and then we got to keep coming back to court? And instead of raising your kids, you're in court all the time with your co-parent. Who's the parent that's in the know about the child as far as their education, their extracurricular activities, their friends, their teachers? Which parent provides the discipline, and all of that, ensures the bedtime, provides the meals? Which parent maybe has a substance abuse issue? Has a child been exposed to domestic violence in the home? What is even things like the geographic feasibility, right? If you want to have this type of schedule where, for example, junior's with you Monday, Tuesday, and then goes to the other parent Thursday, Wednesday, well, is that geographically viable? Do you all live close enough to each other that it's not going to feel like a major shuffle for the child? Things like that. The practical ways in which, parents take care of their children, they're manifested in those factors. So I feel like if you keep something like that in front of you, whether you're emotional or not, I don't like to tell anyone.
Take the emotion out of it.
But I've stopped because yes, you do have to manage your emotions. You can't not have them. This is your kid, right? Right. So you can't not have them, but at least you can steer them, which I think is just appropriate life advice, because we're all going to have emotions, but be aware of them, number one, and lead them, because I can tell you this, once you have built a good case with the facts, the legally relevant facts that the judge is looking for, the emotions will really carry it across the finish line.
So
that's when they become your friend and your tool.
Is that being emotional about the situation, or is that being passionate about the goal? It's kind of it's kind of a thin line, though, isn't it? You know, because being passionate about it is more like being intentional about what you're doing versus being impulsive on the emotional side.
So I think we are working with maybe some different ideas of what it means to be emotional, which is always an interesting discussion for a male and a female to have.
Right. Especially a male and a female like us, since you have taken me to court for 15 grand a month, who are yet to be decided 1.5 kids.
That level.
Yeah, right. So, you know, we're passionate about the outcome of the situation versus impulsively responding to by way of the emotion that we're feeling. So, whereas you have an emotional component, when it comes to children, broken relationships, you know, the emotion will always be there as expected, but there's a desired outcome. And I guess with that list that you're putting, that you mentioned, staying true to something in that list or a few things in that list keeps you focused on the desired outcome. Now you can apply that, you can channel that emotion so it becomes more passion than just impulse.
Yeah. And that's what I mean by leading and directing your emotions, because you're not going to get rid of them, right? But if you make your case first, and if you stay mindful of this is what the court is looking for, this is how I need to, even how you structure your sentences. This, when you go to court and say, well, Your Honor, I want to be the one to drop off the kids in the morning because he always this and he always that and he never this and he never that. Try instead, Your Honor, I think I should be the one to, you know, do the drop off for the children in the mornings because the children need fill in the blank.
Right. And I think that's what Kujo was getting at with this comment here. Parents must put away their differences for the benefit of the children. Let them grow in healthy, positive environments. We must try our best to stop mental recycling of trauma to our children, bickering back and forth to court. It's like mental abuse. Some children adapt to that environment and repeat the same cycle of abuse to their children. You know,
Absolutely.
You need to stop the generational curse.
Absolutely. Family court is full of that. We were just talking about that at the beginning of this program.
Right.
You know, so, but that's getting way to the end when we talk about what to say to a judge. That's for another night. Right now, I just want to get you in the game.
So now we're looking at just getting, basically we're preparing to go to court to represent ourselves.
You have just found out that you have to go to court.
Right.
Okay. Or, excuse me.
Yeah, it'll get you.
Dance every time I yawn, I do my night shift dance. DJ Kevin.
The night shift shimmy. You need to get your baby guitar. I told you, I need you to start your segment with your little guitar. And that's how you should start your segment.
Why you putting my business out there, DJ Kevin?
Listen. So
don't tell the people everything.
Hey, they'll find it sooner or later. You can't hide everything. So
but if you get served with a petition, file an answer and know the anatomy, again, you can go to flcourts.org and see. This is every form on there. They have the same thing at the top and the same thing at the end. So make sure whatever you write has that on there.
Okay. So you've gotten your first letter. Now you have an idea what to put in it as a response. Well, first of all, you know that you should respond, and then you know what to put in it as a response.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go from there? You submit your response and you play the waiting game?
Well, you got to send it. You got to get it to the court. So let's talk about filing.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I know I said I would talk about e-portal filing next time. We might be able to touch on it tonight, but most of the time, people who are self-represented, let me first say, have options. You know, as an attorney, since 2014, we can only e-file. We're not even allowed to file anything in person by going down to the clerk's office, which, I mean, it's convenient. It's not convenient that we're not allowed, because sometimes it might be better to go down there, you know, just given the situation. But attorneys cannot file except through e-filing. But lay people, you know, non-attorneys can.
Mm-hmm.
So you would go, and there are several courthouses that we have. The main courthouse, I think, is, you know, the most prepared to serve. But you do have the satellite courthouses. You have the South County Courthouse. That's Hollywood Boulevard.
So you're talking about in Broward County?
Broward County.
Right.
Broward County. Mm-hmm. And then near Broward and Pine Island, that's the West Satellite Courthouse.
Right.
And then you have the North one near Hillsborough, Deerfield. And then, you know, the main courthouse.
Right.
So you can file in person. If it's family, go to the main courthouse, because on the 4th floor is the family clerk for the main, for family. So just go to the 4th floor.
And wherever you live in the continental United States, you pretty much you can just pretty much find out how your court system is laid out geographically.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Just type in the name of your county and the phrase clerk of court.
Oh, that's easy.
Just Google the name of your county and the phrase clerk of court. And then once you get to that site, they should have either a family or domestic relations section on the website to get whatever information you need. I mean, that's one of the first things I do when I take a case in a county where I haven't taken a case before.
Right.
You go there and you learn their ropes. But for Broward County, go to the 4th floor of the main courthouse if you're going to file anything. Now, if you use e-filing, you're going to have to set up an account and all of that. And I would like to be able to demonstrate that the next time we speak. But the main point I want you to walk away with here is that filing only sends your document to the clerk.
Oh.
Okay.
There's somebody else that needs to see it?
You got to send it to the other side. The clerk does not send it to the other side for you.
Oh, you did mention that earlier.
You can get in trouble if you send something, if you file something with the court and you do not send the other side a copy. Oh. And there's a reason I'm saying this again. It's very important. Not going to get into the whole thing, but the attorneys know what I'm talking about. So it's trouble. The court is not allowed to just communicate with one side of the case. And we are not allowed to communicate with the judge without the other party being aware or being apprised of that communication.
So even with the initial filing of, okay, so let's say we're our children, right? And that is the issue. And you filed the initial, custody claim to the court. That filing that you did initially, you were required to also send that to me, and it's not for the court to receive your thing and send it to me.
Correct. The court does not send. The only thing the court sends everybody on their own is a final judgment. And that's at the end of the case. So everything you file, everything I file, whether you're starting the case or whether you're replying or responding to what someone else has filed, file it with the court, you still have to send the other side a copy. Now, attorneys, we also have to send the judge a copy. But most any county has what's called a case management department. So they are going to forward it to the judge for you. That's one good thing I can say. Or another good thing. They have, like I said, we have a few great things set up for unrepresented individuals. And case management is always working. They're not gone for COVID at all. Mm-hmm. They may need some extra folk over there right now, but they're still open. So case management does all the things for self-represented individuals, or let me say certain things. The case management office is going to do certain things for unrepresented individuals that attorneys would usually do on their own, or an attorney would do for you if they were representing you. So number one is they're going to ensure that a copy of your filing reaches the judge's desk.
Okay.
But you are responsible for sending a copy to the other side.
If the other side doesn't get, so you filed with the clerk, you didn't send me a copy of that document that you were filing. What are the implications, and what steps can I take to derail your efforts? Are there steps that I can take to counter that?
Okay, if you're saying if I'm the one who filed something and I didn't send you a copy,
yeah,
what can you do against me?
Right.
Okay. So if I filed something and I didn't send you a copy, right? Because let's stick a pin here and talk about the different things we can file. Not the whole list. Mm-hmm. I just want to go over what is a motion.
Okay.
Okay. A motion or a petition, you're asking the court to do something. Mm-hmm. And there's no set list of motions. There's a set list of petitions. But there's no set list of motions. A motion is basically I'm just asking the court to fill in the blank. Right?
Right.
So if I'm asking the court to do something and I'm not letting you know about it, the court is not going to grant a motion for the most part without having a hearing.
Okay.
So get that dance in your mind. Motion, hearing. Mm-hmm. Motion, hearing. Okay? I'm asking the court to do something, and the hearing is where the court answers my question.
Okay.
And lets me know, okay, I'll do that for you, or no, I won't. Okay? So if I'm not sending you a copy, right, of the paper that says, hey, this is what we're going to have a hearing on my motion, or I didn't send you the motion, then the judge is not going to grant me any relief. They're going to say, oh, so where's the other side? I don't know.
Right.
That's not acceptable. You need to serve them with notice. You need to give them notice of this hearing. They need to be here. And they also need to know what's going on in this case. So that stops with the judge. The judge is not going to participate in that because the judge will get in trouble for that as well.
Oh.
Yeah. So if someone's filing things, and you're not getting a copy. Now, here's the thing. And I'm so glad we reached this because we need to talk about this. Because here's the thing. If someone is filing something and you're not getting copied, how do you know it's being done to you? You don't.
Okay.
You don't know until it's too late.
So
this is what self-represented people need to do. you need to learn how to monitor your case. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just like I said, for example, you can put in your county's name and the phrase clerk of court, and that clerk of court's page will have instructions on how you can do that, on how you can sign up for access to the court record. And you don't even need access to everyone's record, just yours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here in Broward County, you go to browardclerk.org.
One word.
And there is one word,
mm-hmm.
browardclerk.org, and hit the button that says case search.
In every county, is it done that way? The name of the county and clerk.org? Do you know?
No. That's why I tell everyone, Google the name of your county and the phrase clerk of court, and then
it should come up in the results.
Yeah. Every county does it. Every county does it differently. Now, there are some counties where their program or their software for accessing and looking at your case, some counties have the same system. But again, how they name it in the URL, the web address, it's 67 different counties, 67 different sites.
Okay, got you.
So, but once you reach there, you want to look at how to look at the instructions for how to log in to access your court record.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tricky because in the state of Florida, even though family proceedings are not confidential by law, they are confidential for public viewing purposes. So I know in Broward, you have to sign up for an account to be able to log in to see your case.
Okay.
It's free.
All right.
It's free. Okay. So go sign up for case access, no matter what county you're in, if they have it available online. And check your case every 30 days. Nay, every 28 days.
Okay.
Because, again, I see a lot of cases when I'm just sort of looking through what's going on in Broward County, not even my own cases. Sometimes I just look at some of the new filings, and there's a lot of folk claiming not to know where the other party lives so they can get a quickie divorce. And the circumstances betray that allegation. They betray that claim. But it's not my case, so I don't get involved.
But that's one of the things that is pretty much when you're looking at the quickie divorce. That's what you're told to do. I don't know if it's a misconception that people generally have. Oh, just say you don't know where that person is and you can get your divorce.
The trick conception. And if you get caught by the court, you would be in such deep trouble because you are committing perjury.
Right.
You're committing perjury. So, again, I don't get involved if it's not my
if it's not your case, you leave it alone.
There's a lot of folk claiming not to know where their spouse, who they haven't separated from, lives, or where to reach them.
Wait.
Yes.
You said the spouse that they have not physically separated from.
Correct.
Yeah.
All type of affidavits, and I try to reach this person, I don't know where they are. They're all over the place. Very dangerous game they're playing.
Oh no. No. So if you're self-representing in family court, this is one of the things you really want to stay away from. Make sure that if you don't know where whomever it is that you're filing against is, you state that and make sure that it's true. But
correct.
But if not, put that there. So I guess another thing to do when it comes to representing yourself in family court is to be as open and honest as possible.
With the court.
Yes, with the court. Because, the game of legalities, I guess it lends space to the bending of the truth, not necessarily breaking it, but just manipulating the information in such a way that it works in your benefit. Yeah. But
people bend it and break it.
Yeah, but
and tap dance on the shards of the truth.
What we're saying is try to make sure that if you're doing anything with the information, you are manipulating it so that it best suits you without breaking it. Because you can. So it's all in the wording.
You keep trying to pull me into trial strategy. We don't reach trial yet.
Well, you have to set it up. So you set it up from you set it up from that first motion that you're filing, don't you?
And that is a very good point, and you're absolutely right. I'll tell you what I do as an attorney.
Okay.
When I get into a case, I envision what I want the final judgment to say from the beginning.
See, this is what I'm talking about, the outcome. Know what your outcome,
right.
what you want for your outcome.
That's how you can keep yourself focused, right? You always, it's just a good principle to always start a thing with the end in mind.
Yes.
So I know when I take a new case, I envision what I want the final judgment to say. Mm-hmm. Every point. How much money I want to be ordered, how much time my client wants with the kids, how much, who's paying what as far as attorney's fees and everything. If there has to be, third parties to help, execute the division of property, who those third parties are going to be to help with that.
Right.
I envision what I want the judge to order, and then I ask for more.
Because at least then you can negotiate down to what you want.
But I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, it's setting up for where you want to go.
Yeah.
So those that are wanting to ask the question. So when I'm talking to the judge and looking for that final judgment, we're not there yet. we're still setting it up because you still.
But start with your mind there.
Yes. Because you still have to, after filing that motion and sending whomever you're filing against a copy, let's not leave that out.
Thank you.
Then you have to, and those that is, if you're receiving said document, so you have filed and you sent me my copy. Do I wait for the court to respond to your filing?
Okay. Now, there are a number of things you can do, right? So right now in the scenario you just described, I am the movant. I am the moving party.
Okay.
I am the one that's moving the court or filing a movement.
Okay. Got you.
Okay. So I'm the one moving the court. You can't, now, if we're both unrepresented, right? Mm-hmm. Then the case management office will send us a hearing date.
Okay.
Right? Because again, the motion is, basically a request. Mm-hmm. So whenever you think motion, think when's the hearing.
All right.
Whenever you hear motion, think when is the hearing. So the case management office, again, if you're both unrepresented, is going to send you a court date. They're going to work with the judge's office, find out when the judge is available to hear the motion. and do that. Now, if you have a lawyer, your lawyer can go ahead and put the motion on the judge's calendar or request a date from the judge. Even though it's my motion, anybody can request a hearing date, right? But if you have an attorney, you can actually go ahead and start politicking with the judge's office about when the hearing will happen. And you really don't even have to get my availability. Like when you all pick a date and you file that notice saying, hey, this is going to be the court date, I have to be there.
Right. As the attorney.
Yeah. If you had an attorney, you can do that. If I had an attorney, I could do that as well.
Right.
Okay. But when you're unrepresented, you can't contact the judge's office at all.
Yeah, you go through the court, the clerk of the court.
Everything is case management.
Oh, case management.
Everything is case management.
Okay, gotcha.
Case management office. So they're gonna get a court date for you. Okay. So we're both unrepresented. I filed this motion. Now, you can file a motion right back. You can wait until we get a court date and the court rules on my motion, or you can also file one. You know, there's no rule that says one motion at a time.
Yeah, because
if our motions are related, they can even be heard at the same time.
Now, you talked about the certain using certain verbiage in your responses. So, you being the movant, you go ahead and you filed your motion. If when I get that copy of your letter that you sent me, and I really just don't like anything in it, in my response, can I use words like
liar?
well, that too.
Can you use words like what?
Sorry. So yeah. Can I go ahead and say, boy, you know, my name is Ray, Your Honor. Or do I write it to Your Honor? Do I write it to clerk of the court?
Everything is addressed to the court. Your motion is addressed to the court. My motion is addressed to the court. Your response to my motion is addressed to the court.
Okay. So I'd like to say that this movement is more like bowel movement, and she's a liar, and I hate her guts. And can you use wording
only
like
if
that?
you want to lose. Only if you want the judge to be biased against you as soon as you come into the hearing.
No, but I don't know if you've seen anything like that, but I would think that some people would do something to that effect.
You don't want to do that at all. No. You know, and the good thing is we don't have to be lawyers to know how to keep it professional, keep it neat.
But you know,
me personally,
it's not being too, you know, it's calling it you filed a movement, so it's bowel movement because that's how you see it.
No, DJ Kevin, you may not say that.
Why not? And then you lay out why it is that
it is a motion. It's a motion.
Okay.
And I don't want to hear anything about the ocean in your response either.
Okay. All right. I'm just asking though because somebody is going to get something in the mail and they're just going to go off and respond like they're responding to the individual versus like they're responding to court.
The judges know that they have to, they can't help you per se, but they are supposed to sort of read between the lines legally to discern the legal argument that you could be making.
Okay.
Do you understand? They can't make any arguments for you. They can't help you. And judges have stepped over that line before and gotten in trouble for it. But they can't help you as if they're representing you. But they are supposed to sort of eke out what you might be saying legally, even though you don't really know how to say it. Okay?
Yeah,
so that's another, good thing.
Yeah.
But if you're a lawyer, they're not going to divine anything out of what you're saying. You better say it.
Right. But representing yourself as a layperson, not knowing the law, just here you are in this situation, and you need to take your situation to the highest level, which is pretty much the law of the land, the court, and to try to get it resolved. Your communication, though it has to do with the other party, your communication is through the court or to the court.
Right,
and
because they're the ones they're the ones you're asking for help.
Right. So regardless of what you send to the other party, you're addressing the court. And
correct.
So even though you're including what is happening between you and the other party, you're petitioning the court at all times. Correct. Okay, cool.
And so you gotta respect the court.
Yeah. Or unless you want to lose. Listen, but it's I'm pretty sure as a judge, I'm wondering, as a judge reading something like that.
Some of the stuff these judges have to read, but I tell you, I don't envy them for their job at all.
I want you to one of these judges that you whether retired or still active, that you manage to have a good rapport with. I'd love for you to bring them on.
Oh, really? I'm working on it. Trust me.
Oh, thank you. I've only had 2 judges on the night shift to date. One of them, federal court judge Norman Hemming, and the other, America's very first mental health court judge, Ginger Lerner Wren.
Okay, yeah.
Outside of those 2, I haven't had any other judge.
You want a family judge, huh?
So a family court judge would be good to bring on.
Yeah. Okay.
I need a criminal court judge. No, that I'm thinking about it.
I don't think anyone sitting would be appropriate for it.
Yeah.
But I definitely know a retired general magistrate, a few.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we definitely talk about that. As a matter of fact,
look at her wheel. Look at her wheels turn, ladies and gentlemen. Just look.
Yes. The judge of Miami, who used to have a show.
Oh.
He used to have a judge. Yeah, he had a show, a court show. I think I'll invite him on. I still have one case pending in front of him, so I will have to wait until that case either resolves or settles or is decided, and I can approach him about it because he's loads of fun.
Okay, all right. I can wait. Nobody is saying that you can only invite one judge over any given period of time.
You must think I'm one of the cool kids.
I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there.
Oh boy.
Closed mouths don't get fed. Closed mouths don't get fed. So
I had to pretend I got juice now.
Hey, however you work it, you work it.
Okay. I will do that. That's definitely on the agenda.
Okay, cool. So, for those of you that are listening in, if there were any questions that you had that you wanted to present, this won't be the last or the only addressing
we are just
self-representation in family court. And I guess some of the things that we're gonna talk about kind of spill over in other types of court, but we're specifically talking about family court self-representation. And we have our resident family court attorney, Miss Tasha Simmonds, right here. This one right here. Look at that smile. Oh my goodness. If you're not watching on kevinstew.com, get used to that link. Come on over, watch the broadcast. Listen, actively participate in the stew pot, what others call a chat room. Be active. Use up the number 773-789-STEW. 773-789-7839. Easy number to remember. And be active. And not because the broadcast ends at a particular time does it mean that you can't reach out. You can reach out. And if it's a matter that I connect you with someone or we talk about an issue, fine. I'm in dialogue with someone right now that I've never met, relating to the Rodney Reed case. I got an email, and she had been following the case for a long time. Email, so we've been communicating, and these things happen. You know, some another person, in fact, two people. I shouldn't just limit it to one. Two people. They don't know each other, no connection with each other. I've never met them. You know, we talk and we go on and we discuss issues that we've talked about on this broadcast. So if you need to get directed to someone, connected with someone that I've had on the broadcast, we can make that happen. If it is that you just want to share your views and we can talk and hash out some things, let's do that. We can do that. If you want to reach Tasha Simmonds, now this is where she comes in and takes over and tells you how to do it.
You can reach me at the toll-free number for Tasha Simmonds, PA, which is 888-311-8511. And the toll-free number is 888-311-8511. And our website is
let me go ahead and put it.
www.simmonslegal.com. And if you want to reach out to us by email, you can email me at Tasha, Tasha, at simmonslegal.com. SIMMONS legal.com.
Okay, so listen, she is easy to reach. She's easy to talk to. I'll definitely say she's easy to talk to because, let me see, how long has it been? I get
that a lot.
It's been 3 years now, Tasha, or 4?
Mm-hmm.
4, 3 or 4, somewhere around there. 18, 17,
yeah,
18.
More
somewhere.
4. It's more 4.
Yeah, and I just reached out to her, and I don't even remember. I think it was someone that gave me your name, and I reached a number, and I reached out to you, or I found you online, whichever way it was that I reached out. But this is the result several years later. A broken relationship, alimony in court about alimony and custody for 1.5 kids.
And I want to check for each one of them.
The alimony check, $15,000 a month, and an alimony check, a check for the 1.5 kids.
Speaking of alimony, have you seen the latest alimony story in the news?
I have not. Which is it?
Kelly Clarkson's divorce.
Oh, Lord. No, I haven't.
Kelly Clarkson's divorce was finally, I believe it was finalized, but, you know, at the beginning, we talked about this weeks ago.
Months ago.
DJ Kevin and the super.
I'm letting you go now. So we would have spoken about it months ago because you are on once a month.
Months ago.
Yes.
About how the court can do something on a temporary basis that maybe they are or are not going to do at the end of the case.
Okay.
So temporarily, while the divorce was going on, Kelly Clarkson's ex-husband was getting $15,000 in alimony. He asked for much more.
Okay.
And my understanding is that they had several properties, and that those properties included a ranch. And they had separated. He was living on the ranch, and he wanted to keep the ranch and end whatever career he did have at the time to become a rancher. Okay. And he was supposed to, become a rancher and live there, and basically she's supposed to pay for everything. But they had a prenup. They had a prenuptial agreement. So the court said, well, look, there's a prenuptial agreement. It's valid. And it says that the ranch is hers. So get out of there. You're not going to become a rancher today.
Wow. And that's that.
That's that. So the only thing he got out of this was alimony. He thought he was going to get some of the properties and all this stuff. The prenup stood the test. It stood up to challenge, and it was found to be valid. So, yeah. And she's also paying child support, but someone's always going to pay child support.
So, wait. He gets to keep the kids?
They both have time with the children.
Oh, okay.
They both have time with the children.
But
again, child support, they probably calculate it like Florida.
Yeah, I'm letting you go. Don't worry. Okay.
Do you remember how Florida calculates child support?
Hey, there's a calculator. That's
right. And where can you find that calculator? I said it earlier tonight.
In fact, if you go to Simmonds Legal, you can find one. You can find a calculator on Simmonds.
Mine is not free because I use the same software that the judges use when they're actually deciding and making a ruling on child support. But if you just want to sort of see what it could be, you could go to flcourts.org. Just know if you come to Simmonds Legal and ask me to calculate the child support for you, there will be a fee.
Hey, listen. It's all about the business, and we need to grow the business. So if you're really serious about the business, as in sorting out your child support thing, then you're not hiring her service. You're getting bits and pieces of her service. So it's only fair that you pay for it, because she went and spent some money to get that, to have it available to you. So it's only fair that you cover your bit as it relates to the cost of that service. You don't go to a restaurant and order food and expect to just get it and not pay for it. So
thank you. That's right. So yeah, there you have it.
Thank you very much for getting us started on this journey to self-representation. Key takeaways for tonight, and if I missed
don't
any,
don't ignore
right
court papers. Don't ignore court papers. Respond. Do something. Okay.
Be honest with the court.
That was your rule.
Be honest with the court.
You put that in there.
I did put that in there.
It goes without saying throughout this whole, we're going to be talking about this for the next couple of months. That goes without saying. Always be honest.
With the court.
Being open, that's another thing. You don't want to open up too much.
You know what?
But whatever you have to open, be honest with it.
We're gonna have to look at that also as we look at self-representation, looking into self-representation, because you know, some people just feel that because it is court, you need to just talk about everything.
But people don't want to hear all your business. I really don't.
So keep some of that to yourself, right?
If you can, please. But this is how you get in the game. This is how you get in the game. I will be adding information to my website about the group that I have for people who are self-represented. I just have a little group where I post links, phone numbers, information that you'll need. The group already exists, but it is a secret group, so I'll be posting information on my website this week as to how you can gain access. And we'll just keep it going from there. But yeah, get in the game. Okay, that's what tonight was about, is get the importance of getting in the game and how to do it, the practical tips of how to do it. Again, FL Courts is going to have just about anything you need at this stage. We're talking about the beginning and stage of the case, but even if you can't access it off of there, and everything there is free.
Is it free in all counties in all states?
If it come down to you having to write it, we taught you how to write a letter to the court tonight. Okay, but don't do nothing.
You got to do something.
You got to do something, and whatever you do, send the other side a copy.
And that's the same across all counties, across all states?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Because, you know, you have to remember, this broadcast doesn't just stay in Florida.
Yes, sir.
It goes everywhere. And those listening in, do remember the podcast. Subscribe to the podcast, and do come back. The podcast, the YouTube, both have the same name, The Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Do subscribe to the podcast. Do support the podcast. And do support kevinstew.com, because that is the home of The Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment. You go to kevinstew.com and you start right there. We addressed all those things that you think about but don't want to say. Yeah, we do it. Tasha, thank you much.
You will do that.
Right. Thank you much. I truly appreciate you and what you're doing for the community and for your business, because at the end of the day, you have to build a business to help the community.
All right.
All right. You take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. Get some rest. We will talk.
Thank you. Good night.
All righty. As we close out tonight,
I was looking for the sun.
Getting into our musical therapy.
Rain came down on you and I.
This is the sound of David Powell.
And you kept me calm. And that's how we survived. I was looking for.
The track is called Relationship Still Alive. This is where I say goodbye officially to Facebook Live.
So amazing, your breath.
We're gonna bounce out with musical therapy on kevinstew.com. Come on over. Let's wind down in musical therapy. The link is pinned in the comment section on Facebook Live. For those of you listening in, I guess you don't need to go anywhere else. Just stay right there and enjoy the musical therapy.
I remember all the days.
Facebook Live, deuces to you. Catch you tomorrow, same time, same place, 10 p.m. Eastern. Healthy love.
I got to hypnotize, so you're my only one. And I remember the nights under the moonlight, making love under the stars. And girl,
the track is called Relationship Still Alive. Let me take it one more tippy time from the tippy top. His name is David Powell. Hey man, I like this tune.
I was looking for the sun when I looked up to the sky, but the rain came down on you and I. But I kept you warm and you kept me calm. And that's how we survived. I was looking for a sign when I looked into your eyes. Then I realized I really should be looking for your smile. You're so amazing, you're breathtaking. The relationship's still alive. The relationship's still alive, girl. The relationship is still alive, girl. The relationship's still alive, babe. Our relationship will never die, no. Our relationship will never die, oh. Ship is still alive, baby. I remember all the days that I took you on the beach and wrapped you in my arms. Girl, I looked into your eyes, I got too hypnotized, told you you're my only one.
Yeah, Marlon, that's very true. Don't volunteer information, only ask questions that you are asked. Only answer questions that you are asked.
And you showed me who the relationship's still alive. The relationship's still alive, yeah. The relationship is still alive, babe. The relationship's still alive, babe. Our relationship will never die, no. Our relationship will never die. Ship is still alive, baby. We've had some highs, we've had some lows. Baby girl, that's just how relationship goes. Tell me the when, show me the how. I'll be there to get the job done, cause I trust you, you trust me. And girl, I love you, and you love me. My princess, my baby. The relationship's still alive. The relationship's still alive, yeah. The relationship is still alive, yeah. The relationship's still alive, yeah. Our relationship will never die, no. Our relationship will never die, oh. Ship is still alive, baby.
I just wanna take you into my arms, and I just wanna keep you safe and warm.
This is George Prophet.
Take you into my arms. I just wanna
He says, listen,
save you from the storm.
I just want to take you in my arms.
I know you will feel so like,
His rendition of that track, Into My Arms.
and sometimes the pressure is too much to take. I know sometimes you're feeling down and you are feeling low, but baby, this is something that you should know.
So this is that point before you actually make it to court, you know?
And I just wanna keep you safe and warm. I just wanna take you into my arms. I just wanna shelter you from the storm. I know you will face rejections along the way, and so many guys try to keep you at bay.
that magical tune
Moments of emotion share.
from that magical duo.
Really, really care.
Marcia J Ball working out to the Rajanai. Check is called Another Love Song. 10 minutes to the top of the hour, 10 minutes before I get out of here.
I love the way it feels. It's almost like a dream. If the winds would up and take me to where it all begins. I'm so caught up in another love song, praying that it never goes wrong, floating on a melody of what it really feels to be loved. Moments of emotion shared by two who really, really care. I'm caught up in the rapture of you, and I don't wanna let go. Your love is my resource, my constant comfort zone, and I come to you whenever I'm feeling alone. You never let me down. You always lift my spirit. So grateful that you're with me. I'm thankful that you I'm so caught up in another love song, praying that it never goes wrong, floating on a melody of what it really feels to be loved. Moments of emotion shared by two who really, really care. I'm caught up in the rapture of you, and I don't wanna let go. I look forward to every day, even days you stay away. Couldn't have you falling prey to someone else's charms. I love it when you're near me, love. That's when I think clearly, love. Know this might seem selfish, but I really do not care. When you work on trust and you don't stop, ride the waves of love and build it up. Take a leap of faith and don't give in. Love one another. If your love is like an open door, make sure you get what you're looking for. Grab a hold on life and don't let go. Love one another. I'm so caught up in another love song, praying that it never goes wrong, floating on a melody of
Praying it never goes wrong.
love. Moments of emotion shared by two.
This track is called Another Love Song.
I'm caught up in the rapture of you, and I don't wanna let go. Your love is my resource. I come to you whenever I feel
If I could make a wish, I think I'd pass.
For all the Hezites out there, this is Hezron.
Can't think of anything that I need.
His rendition of The Air That I Breathe.
No cigarettes, no sleep, no lights, no sound, nothing to eat, no books to read. Making love with you has left me peaceful, warm and tired. What more could I ask? There's nothing left to be desired. Peace came upon me and it leaves me weak. So sleep, silent angel, go to sleep. Sometimes all I need is the air that I breathe to love you. All I need is the air that I breathe to love you. All I need is the air.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need, right? You don't need to do anything. You just need to breathe. And just to enjoy that moment that you share with that person. You know what I mean? thank you, cause you know I love you, right? I want to thank you all for the support tonight. Thank you for sharing. Like I said before, I'll be back at this time. I will be back at 10 tomorrow, Eastern, 10 p.m. KevinStew.com for Healthy Love. As we get out of here, I do want to say thank you to my segment sponsor, McNeil Trucking. McNeil Trucking, you're in good hands. Thank you for taking care of musical therapy. You can call them for all your removal needs, 954-406-9740. Of course, I encourage you to, as we part, remember to look out for members of your community. And to remember that your community is not just a development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So those that you pass on the bus, on the plane, on the boat, or the train, whether you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Look out for one of them today, because you never know who's going to look out for you tomorrow. My name is DJ Kevin Stew. This is how I like to do it to you, for you, and with you. Every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here, KevinStew.com. And affiliates, and thank you to the affiliates once again. One Harmony Radio, NIE Radio, Island Worldwide, WGLRO, Aliwap Music, Dusik Media Groups, the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com, PEMGTV.com. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Truly appreciate, love you. As I get out of here to go take my deep breaths and fall off to sleep. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world, from right here in South Florida. I bid you a good night.
Pulse Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulse Media Group.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise. Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.